Facebook friends, everybody's there. Alain Carminati, Theodore Marinov, hello and congratulations for today. You are selected for the speech at quiz at the end. Cathy Morel, salut. Caroline Linan, Slavik Mosaichuk. Okay, the whole family is there, and I understand you are there because the guest of tonight is... It's how to say? It's like a brother, I don't want to say like a son because it makes me such older, but it's like a brother. I met him one day, and he came for 6 months and stayed 6 years. It was the happiness of my life. Hello, Grayson Masfield. How are you?
Good morning, Fred.
So, what time is it in New Zealand now?
6 a.m. 6 a.m. Yeah.
6 a.m. You see? That man, for you, get up at what time? At 10 minutes ago.
5:48.
Yeah. I remember me some moment that we have to leave somewhere. So, especially coming back from China one day for Coupe Mondiale or something.
It could be worse. I could be practicing now. So.
Yeah. He had some experiences of getting up absolutely early. Hello, ciao, Eugenia Cherkasova. And Heraklis Vavatsikas. Oh, this is from Lithuania. And that boy get up really early to practice. And this anecdote was true. You came for 6 months or 6 weeks, depend of if it works or not. And you were full of ambition and wanted to practice and more, and you did it, and you won everything. That boy is the first one in the history of accordion who won Coupe Mondiale in variété and classical, and only 3 people finally, because you did that in which year?
2009.
2009, yeah. That was something. And before we begin with your programmation and before you sleep, I want to... I'm joking. I will wake you up with your sound. I want to show you the way we met together. In fact, with this, just this aka, you know, the aka. This is your stamp. Because when everybody listen, aka is big. Oh, Grayson Masfield. Hello, Alexander Marinov, and happy birthday from yesterday. Salut, Florent Théo. So, just the end of one of the composition of Gorka Hermosa, and he made composition especially for him, of course, with the aka. The name is Kamate, and just the end. Have a look of that power. Salut, Papou.
Karite chiamoi, hei, renga pakkia, wawa takeria, ikia neyo, hei. Kamate, kora, kamate, kora, tenne te tangata, hore, nana ikte ke mai, paka ikte tera, ara kupane, ikte tera, hey!
Hey! It must hurt, no, sometimes.
Not at the moment, but after you leave, sometimes you'll have the red marks.
By the way, did I send you that video of this Ukrainian team with Kravchuk brothers who do with Eugenia Cherkasova, I think. Oh, hello, Yuri Medianik, who just arrived with us. I'm always happy and proud when I see you. And yeah, you know these Kravchuk brothers who won this Coupe Mondiale World Music, I don't remember. And the tall one, at the end, and hurrah! And the trouser just explodes. So I have this video I will send to you. It's absolutely fantastic. So, Mikey, first speak about you. What did you do more recently during this quarantine period?
Self-reflection.
I like that very much.
It's quite interesting because...
Hello, Petri McConnell.
It was a little, I guess, for everyone. They didn't really know it was coming. So it was the start of my year. So I just planned pretty much all of it, which is good. Flew to South Korea and did a masterclass, a concert, and recording the video there with Hayen, the president of their association. Then flew to Czech Republic for the Winter Congress of the CIA, and then went to Italy for a masterclass at the Tchaikovsky Conservatory. So when I arrived in Korea, there was like 30 people there with the virus, so it wasn't like an issue. Then the next day was 100, the day after 400, and then concert was cancelled, and then had to fly to Czech Republic, and then as that time started getting worse, then flew to Italy, and I was actually recording in a studio when they had that lockdown. They're like, oh, by the way, the studio engineer was like, oh, Italy's now in the red. I was like, okay, just kept on recording, and then an hour later he's like, oh, but you understand what that meant? Like, at midnight, everything's locked down. I was like, oh, okay, we'll stop recording now and I'll drive. So I drove back to Castelfidardo, and 2 days later was lucky enough to get on the last flight out of Rome. And then it was Singapore Airlines flew in, took all their staff and flew out. And then some people were waiting at the airport like, when's the next flight? And they're like, there isn't one.
So you were nearly absolutely blocked in Italy.
Yeah. So
but anyway, it's not the worst place to be blocked. I mean, yes, for the virus, it was quite a lot. But salut Jean-Paul Delmas, salut Els Accordi. But
spend more time repairing my accordion.
yeah, much more time. Yeah, okay. So, but musically, so that was the period that I think all the artists were on your situation. I was myself in Czech Republic, and I left the Mondays, the Tuesdays, they blocked all. So it was just, and many people must have had the same problem. We have one common friend from China, now I forget the name, that she has been blocked in the United States. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah. It's live. So, but you have been creative, and we follow you on Facebook. But I think that some people, of course, many people know you, of course. Alexander Nikolic, but I will show your video just at the end, nearly the end in 45 minutes. And Enzo Pagliari, il Tattufo Bianco, ciao. I forget. Alzheimer. What I said, yeah, you made a lot of things on Facebook, and these experimental things about Chacona. Please explain us. It was interesting. I didn't understand at the beginning, but after, yes.
So I saw what everyone was doing with it was an interesting time because we have a lot of people in this period with all their output where they can venues or concerts or. So there's a lot of people who were putting up material, and it was very interesting. And I just thought, well, yeah, if I want, I can practice a piece, and I can play it very well, and I can just put it online. But for me, that was what's the point? If I want to record a good piece and put a video, I can make maybe a professional video or something like this. If I want to edit a song, like the mistakes, I could do this. And I was like, well. I hope it was interesting. I'm not sure. But what I thought could be interesting for people is to see just a way that I work or how I practice.
The process, you have to reach that level of music, which is a masterpiece. This Chacona is absolutely incredibly piece.
So I thought, well, it would be interesting to show the working stages, and not just of learning the text, but I find, of course, that when you start a piece, hopefully you know something about it. You've looked into the history of it, and I think that's the interesting thing. So you already go in with a lot of thoughts and ideas of how it should be, and then the interesting challenge is what changes, whether your ideas and thoughts change, or they stay the same, or what kind of processes do happen. Changing through arrangements and stuff like this, because I was looking, I think, through 5 or 6 different versions. So you have Bach's original manuscript, his text as well, of course. Then, it became popular again. I think Mendelssohn was the first one to write an arrangement for piano and violin, because in that time it was also that music wasn't as popular like Bach. People, of course, knew who he was, knew what he did, but his music wasn't as popular as today.
Of course,
especially with the ways we can share media and stuff.
Of course,
yeah. And
virus too.
Exactly. So then we have this Brahms solo for left hand, and then of course the famous Bach Busoni, and then 7/8 and lips violin versions. So I was like, well, it's a long piece. It's probably one of the. I was thinking maybe it will be the last big Bach work I'll do. Obviously the Passacaglia.
Yeah, and
because-
the Passacaglia, we will listen the full Passacaglia at the end, like generic of the end, like we did with Vitaly Kondratenko. Because of course during this Facebook Live we cannot listen. Vitaly Kondratenko, I speak about you, and you are just arriving now, and Vladimir Stupnikov too is there. So we will listen at the end the full version that you made in CMA in Portugal when you won, I think. Okay, and now speaking about these big and huge pieces and the way you do, we will see one of the samples that was also your image for many years. This Mozart that you recorded in Lithuania, À vous dirai-je maman. It's one of the best version I ever heard in my life. He has a famous system on the left hand, which is the Queen system, that for this tonal music is genial because it's the same order of the basses, standard basses, but octavas, and then it's fantastic for the technique. We will not listen all because it's 8 minutes and you sent me a big playlist of many things, but after the Facebook Live, like I do with all the other artists, I will put all your playlists on my Facebook page and everybody has access to the integrity of your music, of course. So let's listen that Mozart, one of the most beautiful Mozart I heard in my life. It's not because I like you very much, I'm objective, you know me. Grayson Masfield in Mozart, with a famous part. That is a technique of left hand, my friend. It's absolutely impressive. Did you see that position? Did you see how it's so fast and so precise? And it's absolutely impressive. So I will, of course, put the integrality of that link. Hello, Jonas Vosbutas. Yes, it's a good idea to be there. Et salut Jackie Lafont. Grâce à toi, on a invité Pierre Erickson la dernière fois parce que j'ai vu une vidéo que tu avais publiée de lui. Tu voulais que j'arrête de jouer l'accordéon à cause de lui. Et du coup, j'avais été impressionné, je l'ai invité et on a passé un moment super. Merci beaucoup, Jackie Lafont. So, now we jump to Variété immediately, which is a parallel life that you had, okay? And you discovered Variété quite late in your studies of accordion. When?
Discovered everything quite late.
Yes, and you did very good and very fast everything.
18. Yeah.
What 18?
I think 18, 19 I started. Yeah, 18.
2018, yeah, okay.
2006 when I came to your house, yeah.
Okay. When you were 18 years old, Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mathematics is not so good. Yeah, and yeah, I remember this small anecdote I sent already. But hello, Bojan Volchevsky. Sorry, nice to see you. When you jump on stage in this Coupe Mondiale in Castelo Branco, what year was that?
2005. Yeah.
Yes, 2005. And this year I had one student I was sure will win because he was so much prepared and so woo and Julien Gonzalez. And when you jump on stage with the AK of New Zealand, you're like, come on. When I saw that energy, that talent of life, of body, of movement, I say, oh, I'm sorry. That crazy boy, I don't know where he come from, Mars planet, but he will win everything doing like that because you have talent. When you have talent of body, you have talent everywhere. And after that, he played comparsita and dance, and no. No. So I was, when he plays the comparsita like that, okay. But you improved so much. It was, and you work so hard.
It wasn't hard to be better.
Yeah, you come from far. That's why you stay such a long time, because at the beginning you have to discover all the things on the technique, on whatever, and slowly by slowly. So have a look now to this Tempête. I think it's La Tempête. Yes, or in Ikalinen. That moment in Ikalinen was so impressive. So, and you played so well. I still remember that final with Peter Maric, when you didn't find the happy ending of this Libertango. It was genial. Okay, have a look to La Tempête. La Tempête is extremely difficult to play with button accordion. So it's worse with piano accordion because it's more furry. Not for Grayson Masfield. Ta-da! Salut Lolo! Hello Sabrina! Grayson Masfield, salut Arnaud Bouissou. You had nice comment from Herminio Valente who wrote, wow! Yeah, because it's so impressive to see that music played so well, so precisely. It smells, in one moment it smells the work, but on the other hand it smells talent. And you play that, you're born with that. That is great. When the talent of human is over the technique, that is... It looks so.
I think that was your work.
But I just invite my students, so that's why it's normal. Okay.
No, because I got to say it was interesting because I arrived at your house. I think I would say probably the most interesting time. I was extremely lucky because I think my first masterclass, when I arrived, it was the middle of 2006, and you had your summer masterclasses. And so this is me after leaving Coupe Mondiale 2005, second to last, not last, which was nice. And obviously I didn't like the coming last, or so close to. And then you gave the opportunity, said, okay, come to the masterclass, see what it's like. And so when I arrived, it was Julian Gonzalez, of course, Michael Vigneault, Olivier, Benoit Chabot, Jerome was there for part of it. So I mean, that was I think, when your French team was like at the peak of the peak, of all and that was also when they were starting to learn classical as well. So I had that kind of moment that I had all these people that had won places at international competitions and festivals who are all still learning from you. And I think that was the best masterclass that I could imagine, that you arrive, can't play very well, and you see what can be done, and very quickly you see that everyone's working the same way, and you say, okay, well, that's the path I've got to take. And so yeah, I think that was a really good time.
Yeah. And another very big example of that time is this Pondicherry Tango, which is a very nice relationship between you, me, and Jérôme Richard, who was my previous student, and who played fantastically, of course. And I say, of course, because you know him. And hello, Egle Onabarkoviciute. And this triangle with Grayson play all that things, me who teach him how to do it, and Jerome who makes the arrangement, was also a nice, very nice team. And we listen now this Pondicherry Tango. It was in Innsbruck Festival, if I'm not Alzheimer total. Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you. Help. Okay, we have a look at that. That is talent. Wow. Yeah, that it's up. Yeah, because I need to do everything. I need to zoom. I need to. Yeah, people imagine that I have some people who push, people pull. No, no. Salut Béatrice Pugin. Oh, Béatrice Pugin just arrived. You remember Béatrice Pugin when we have been on that mountain area with Concon? Do you have news about Concon?
Yeah, I actually just played it as a wedding, or not just now. It's end of last year. So he's
Campbell Hill is married. I want to
yeah.
see his wife. That must be awesome.
Yeah, they're really great. So that was really cool.
Right. So Béatrice, tu vois, donc Campbell est marié. Voilà. And you? No, you don't have time, no? Great. No, we're not obliged to speak about the private life of people. Sometimes temptation is great. So Daniel Melaragno, ciao. A great performance plus this musette honor sounds amazing. Well done, guys. Yes, Arturas Petraitis. And I will show you one even better than the Fun Flash after, with this fun power. What I wanted to say, I would like you to speak about next Saturday, because now you are very involved in Coupe Mondiale. So please explain what you do now in Coupe Mondiale and what you did on these last Saturdays regarding the World Accordion Day, just to promote the event of Saturday.
Thanks. Well, we had the Congress in March, and then this was the time when the virus was happening, and I felt that, of course, we have World Accordion Day, which was established by the CIA, I think 2009. And since that time, I mean, we did the live streams 2012 and 2013, I think. I mean, the 24-hour ones, which were...
I just remember the year.
Crazy.
I remember just one anecdote when you were interviewing the African guy.
So... when this virus started happening, we're like, well, we have World Accordion Day, and obviously a lot of people finding it very difficult. So perhaps we can do start again a live stream. So I was like, yeah, that could be quite interesting. And so we sent out an email to the associations, and they seemed quite happy to do it. Not a 24-hour this one, but we decided to spread it over 4 episodes. We just wanted to give a platform to our past winners. I thought that was quite good. So I reached out to unique winners from different countries over the past 10 years and asked them, just make a video of you and show us what you've been doing for the last little bit. And then give a platform for the associations to also speak what they do, how they do it, and promote their country, I think. Because at this time, it's I think everyone was very, very upset that so many things are cancelled. And many people have organised huge events for that specific day. And so we have this live stream now. And
what time?
7 p.m. your time, 5 a.m. my time.
Ah, cool. And how long?
This one's a bit longer because we have more associations. I think we have 6 associations, so 4 hours maybe?
7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect, because at 10:30 I begin my live stream for the French one. So we are exactly perfect. Okay. So I have some questions in the chat. First, Daniel Rodriguez Meirinho was the organizer in Vigo in 2010. And say, hello Frédéric, muy bien, Grayson también ganó en Vigo. So you won in Vigo when he organized. Daniel, yes, we are, of course, remember. And Robert Spasenkowski, I love your music. He's the one who makes the from the beginning, from the generic of the beginning. And Herminio Valente asked, how is the situation with coronavirus in New Zealand?
Pretty good. We went to, so I got back, I think, the middle of March, and I had 2 weeks of self-isolation, and then the whole country went in lockdown. So when I thought I was free,
totally free,
completely into lockdown. And I mean, I don't think we've had community transmission for the past couple of weeks. So it seems under control. We're still under some restrictions, but now we can.
Okay.
We can.
So it's
leave
great.
The house.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
But in France too now, exactly. Since a few days we can go and I can ride my horses, and that's great. So we, after this very dynamic tango from Grayson, no, from Jerome Richard, we will listen to something absolutely more quiet with Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And who did the arrangement?
This is the president of the ATG, Joe Natoli, an American accordion.
Oh, okay, so let's discover that. Ciao Carmine Turilli. Prego Erminio Valente. Absolutely lovely Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and we are very far away from the Aka of New Zealand, finally.
It's all about contrast, right?
Yes, it's a kind of contrast, yeah. This is all live. So now we go with groups, because it's good to play alone, but it's also good to share your own music. So the next is, no, not group yet, because I want absolutely to listen this disco or disco whatever made by Ruggieri, disco medley around by Renzo Ruggieri. How did you get that scores? I want the scores too. You can send to me.
He wrote it for me.
He wrote for you, and you say to me nothing.
Yeah.
Bravo.
No, I just played it and
Okay, but
watched it.
I listened that by someone else, one of his students, during the interview of Renzo Ruggieri. I didn't know it was for you. So the
He
arrangement.
wrote a few arrangements for me,
Moraldo,
and
Canale, ciao, Erminio. Sorry.
he wrote a few arrangements for me. But I think that one was really cool because he sent me a message like, "What do you think of a disco medley?" I was like, "Cool, that's something like really different." And he's writing one. Oh, I won't talk about that. But he's writing another one for me now. That should be very, very cool.
Cool.
So let's watch.
Yeah, that's great. So let's discover the first one. When I was afraid, I was petrified. Hello, Christophe, love call, my friend. That is an arrangement made by Ruggieri, a disco medley. So no, I didn't listen that one. It was something with the same introduction on the When I Was Afraid, I Was Petrified, and something else, but not that full arrangement. It's absolutely genial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love, and it reminds me when you played at the very beginning this arrangement on the songs of Queen.
Yeah, Bohemian.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. It was, mama. Yeah, I'm happy to see you, my friend. Okay, now we go to music absolutely more serious. Okay, so we go to Jean-Sébastien Bach, and it's a part of the concert in F minor for harpsichord. And I must say that the first time I saw that by you, I was amazed. Speak a little bit about this ému. When after me you have been to this Switzerland conservatory or Haute École de Musique de Lausanne, and you will say that in France, please.
Emu.
Bravo. No, speaking.
So so I didn't have any qualifications when I finished all the competitions and stuff like this, obviously. So I wanted to have a bachelor and master's, and there was a great opportunity in Switzerland. So I went there, and this concerto was I was asked to play at some festivals in Sion. With the string orchestra from MU. So MU's there's 3 different conservatories under that umbrella: Fribourg, Lausanne, and Sion. So I played this concerto. Also, Crystal Soto played in that concert. She had I think it was a premiere for accordion and strings. And this I think that video I was asked to play at the Bach Festival. So I played that and some other Bach, I think, including the Passacaglia and Fugue. And so, I really like that concerto.
Yeah, me too. So we will listen immediately. And do you have news from Stéphane Chapuis?
No, not lately. No.
No. Okay. So I will ask someone else. So this back part of it, I will chant somewhere. Okay. But that is Jean-Sébastien Bach. Eric Bouvel, on te retrouve samedi avec grand plaisir. That was the Bach concerto in F minor for harpsichord. Congratulations, my Kiwi. It's absolutely lovely. So, we arrive soon at the end of this interview. Now I want to present this duet of... let's don't say the title and the composer, okay? Because as you perhaps know, I have a very intellectual game on that. João Baradas. Thanks again for the nice web TV show we did together. I have a very intellectual game, and people can win some accordions, this kind of things for babies. Did you see that things with the keyboard flat like that to unblock the wrist, and the things with bandoneon shape here, and it's absolutely lovely for child. So the XS accordion, so people can win that. They can win seminars with me when I them, and they can win some these honor straps and a lot of things. So I have some questions that I will ask at the end, of course, of the Facebook Live that you know. Hello, Joseph Pitak from Czech Republic, I think. And I have also, during this web TV show, some questions. So the first one on the chat, write the name of the composer. Okay, just the composer, not the title. The composer will be selected for the final. Okay, so the name of the composer. Speak about that first. Before you speak about that, Vivaldi, you open a class to the university in Auckland, no, with accordion?
Yeah, yeah. So we have a
Time to
class
speak
here.
about it, no?
Yeah.
Go.
So we have so I finished my second master's here in studio pedagogy, and was hired as the tutor. So they offer bachelor, masters in performance, studio pedagogy, musicology, and something else. I can't remember exactly.
It was so important.
It wasn't the playing part, so that's not my job.
Okay.
And then we also offer PhD and DMA, which is quite unusual. We have both courses, and the PhD can be so you can have the DMA, which is a Doctor of Musical Arts, or you can have the PhD. So normally the Doctor of Musical Arts is a performance-based doctoral, doctoral as such. And the PhD, we have two parts of that. It can either be a completely academic PhD, or it can be a PhD with a creative component. So that can be performance as well. So it can be a research-based and slight performance component. So our doctoral programs are very, very good. Well, I get to plug out the university. I think the most interesting thing is that we can have transfers, and what's really good is that it's a complete university. So this is the University of Auckland. It's a top 100 university, and why that's important is because, unlike, let's say, a conservatory, we have full access to all the other departments of the university. So that means it kind of opens the door to have theses based in science, based in biomechanics, everything like that. So you can jump kind of field. So if you want to talk about biomechanics of the body, how the hand works, how the body works when playing the accordion, you can go to the scientists and ask, hey, can you test this, please?
Okay.
You know, why does my finger work like that? So I think that's a really cool aspect of that we have at the university.
Okay, and you have space for students worldwide, so that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, if they can have 2 weeks in isolation, they're welcome to come.
Great. So let's speak about that project without saying the name of the composer, but I think now we can say, because someone understood that it was Hein and wrote Vivaldi on the chat, so it's done. Mireille Dugard, you win. Okay, and you are brilliant. I'm very, very impressed. Okay, bravo. So, how did you get the idea?
Sorry?
How did you get the idea? How did this idea born?
It wasn't my idea. So Hayen started, we can speak quickly about her. So she completed her studies at, I think, an Academy, and has been living back in Korea and she's really working on changing the position of the accordion there, how it's seen, how it's done. She has a lot of cool projects, different styles, from contemporary music to pop bands and stuff like this. She wanted to do something different though, to demonstrate the markability, let's say, of the accordion as a classical instrument with a transcription and also with an original work. So I think she brought this idea up in 2000. What's the 19? Oh, yeah. Last year at the Coupe Mondiale in Shenzhen, she was speaking about a way to make like a music video, and then she suggested this. Actually, I think she suggested winter, and I kind of liked that. I was like, what about summer? And then, of course, Frank Angelus's Homage, and so this was a really cool project. And
okay, so we will listen immediately that Vivaldi with Hein Heon from South Korea. Bravo Mireille Dugard. Bravissimo, fantastico, like say Antonio Ferrara on the chat. And Mireille Dugard, c'est cool, tu n'oublieras pas de parler de ma vidéo pourrie dans la pédago. Mireille, elle n'était pas pourrie ta vidéo, elle était juste, c'était faux, voilà. No, sorry, now I have a new game, I make a challenge every day on Facebook and French people, because now we just have the French version only on the Saturday morning from 10:30 to noon 30, because people begin to work already, so at 11 o'clock is not a good timing, and I cannot do twice in the same time, and it was too much work for me to organize once the morning, once the night, so now we make the big one on Saturday, and they have to send to me some video about the exercise. I ask them, and I received
Cool.
Yeah, I received some very funny things, and some things that yesterday was you know, this movement of the neck to go from C major to A minor, and I received two angels, one from Theodore from Bulgaria and one from Ukraine, very young. I never remember his name, and Slavic, Monsichuk, and it was absolutely genial. So it's a good beginning. So Mikey, it was such a nice moment with you. I love to listen to your music. I love to see you, and I'm very happy to see you very soon. Hopefully in Portugal in October. You have news if it's or it's like everything we hope but we don't know.
No, I think at the moment there's no plans to cancel, because I think especially in this region, there's like been very, very, very few cases.
Okay. So that is good news. Okay. So let's see. Hopefully. So I know that you have busy days, so have a nice day, busy, and let's continue to communicate when we want. And thank you very much for your music. And we will listen your absolutely fantastic Passacaglia from Bach, the full version of 14 minutes Passacaglia and Fuga at the end of this Facebook Live. Mikey, bye.
Thanks for having me, Fred.
With pleasure, and I remind to you that follow the CIA. What do you say? CIA what?
Coupe Mondiale, I think Facebook page, and
No, but the title of that is what? World Accordion Day.
Yeah, the World Accordion Day project, and it will be in Europe. It will be Saturday evening, so 7 p.m.
Okay, bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, so it was the lovely Grayson Masfield, such talented and sympathetic boy. So now, as you know, we have this small teleshopping part with discovering, thank you Liz Finch for your clap for Grayson, small teleshopping minute, and after discover Danilo Jovanovic. I just found that video this night. He's crazy, he's very young, he's playing some Balkan country, he's very short and fantastic with piano accordion, and just after that the pedagogy is the movement of the neck that we will not believe, and I had some 2 or 3 ask for the fingering about thirds. I will show you that, and after we have another surprise from Balkans and the speech at quiz. And Grayson Masfield, thank you to you too. You just write a message now. So the have a look at that beauty. But my friends, did you see a beauty like that? A typical instrument for girls or gay pride perhaps too. Have a look. The design of that instrument. So it's Honor Fun Star. It's 3 voices on the right hand. You have 2 flute out of casotto and 1 bassoon in casotto. And Cathy Morel, I will explain to you. Je te dirai pourquoi c'est pourri sa vidéo. T'inquiète pas, je vais te le dire. Frédéric Vial, je te fais un gros bisou. Salut. So this is the deal of the night. It is the deal of the night. Fred, quand je te vois, j'ai envie de dire des bêtises. Des fois, je sais pas, je comprends pas. Have a look at the bellow of that instrument also. So the new concept how to design accordion is to, what did I do? Okay, it's to choose a visual that you put on the bellow, and after we design the instrument around. Ciao Andrea Loisi, il re del diatonico. And I have another sample a little bit more close. If the mouse of my computer works, yeah, here. Then you can see the super letters in 3D, like I took the idea about the back of the cars, you know. Ciao Riccardo Tesi, un abbraccio. And the special offer of the music shop La Clé de Sol shop, that Efra music shop in France, in Normandy, on this instrument is minus 25%, which is a very good deal. And the street price of that professional instrument with all the option of the color, option of the color on the keys, option of the design inside the bellow, it's around 10,000 euro minus 25, it's 7,500 euro with tax. That means if you live in some other countries that the taxes are lower, or if you forget to pay them at the airport, it's much less expensive. Okay, so that was the teleshopping minute. You can find all the details, or can send me a message and I transfer. I don't make business, they do, and I just speak about. And I create the instrument, it's my babies. You see the whole family of babies. So now have a look, speaking about babies, to that one. I don't know him, I don't know who is he, and I didn't accept his Facebook invitation just because my profile is full. So a lot of people I saw that say, you don't invite me, you don't want me. No, it's because it's full. Go to my second Facebook profile, is Deschamps Frédéric. Okay, Frédéric Deschamps, Deschamps Frédéric. And then, ciao Enzo Pagliari, alla prossima. And then I can accept you, I have space there. Okay, let's listen Danilo Jovanovic. It's very short music from Balkans, but such an impressive technique. Ciao Tiago Ignacio, Portugal. Bravissimo, so young and so talented. In these Balkan countries, they have such talent. It's very impressive how fantastically fast they can play. Alexander Marinov says from Serbia. Yeah, Serbia, Moldova, blah blah blah. It's the same. It's there. Something else. Now pedagogy. Okay, so I have to show you the two selected from yesterday. It's absolutely impressive what they did. You remember the exercise of yesterday was to play C major and A minor, C major, A minor, just with the neck, and have a look what they did. The first one is from Bulgaria, Theodor Marinov. I am absolutely amazed. Have a look at that movement. Oops. It's absolutely perfect. I've never seen that. Look at that. Never one movement of finger and everything with the neck. So that one is selected. And okay, Cathy Morel, you are not selected with that video you sent to me today, but you are selected from today with Vivaldi. Bravo, Mireille Dugas. I speak about you now. What I wanted to show now, the second video is from Slavik Museichuk, and have a look also that perfection. Okay, so it's clear for everybody. That is the movement of the neck. I remind to you why they do that. It's just because if you do boom chak with the hand who is going on that direction with your fingers, the problem is if every movement perpendicular to the opening or closing of the bellow will block totally the bellow or partially the bellow. And then what's happening? The keyboard immediately becomes to be soft. At the moment you have to jump from there to there. If your keyboard becomes soft, you fall down, so you cannot jump. With that movement, you go around. You go around the accordion, you reach the place up, like that, and the neck push the shoulder a little bit down. That makes the elbow a little bit up, and the wrist follow with the arm, and the fingers go by the power of the neck, shoulder, elbow. Okay? And never the fingers themselves. The fingers, they are just here to control the release of the sound. I'm clear? Thank you. That is done. Next things, I have Alain Carminati, who sent to me that lovely composition from Jos Basili and Joey Rossi, Boutade. It's absolutely lovely valse. There is also one version for duet that I played with Christine Rossi when I was, it was yesterday. And have a look to that. That is not funny, that. It's not funny. Look that. I do as big as I can. But anyway, you don't have to see exactly what it is. But you see, it's third. Do, mi bemol, re, fa, mi bemol, sol, fa, la, sol, si bemol, la, do, si bemol, re, do, mi bemol. So it's si and mi bemol and go to the scale, okay? How to do that? There is one strategy. I don't speak about piano accordion because this is your problem. With piano accordion you can make because you have space and you can do whatever you want with piano accordion. But with button accordion, no, it's not that, because it's not that easy with button, because we have very small buttons and we cannot make exactly, you know, I don't know the name in English, but to glissando from one to the other. Someone is laughing at me, I see. Thank you. So that, it's always like the crab, you know, the crab who is walking like that. It's always 1, 4, 2, 3. There is no other possibilities with button accordion, okay? 1, 4, 2, 3, and I'm sure that with piano could works too. Have a look. So on the same time, I read, I don't know, and I just have 4 roll of buttons, so I will not be able to play all the sound, but do, mi bemol, 1, 2, I take out the sound, 4th roll of button, 4th roll of button, then 4th roll of button. Here I have 4th and 5, but I don't have 5. And after fa la, up, I go up. Okay, fa la, sol si bemol. Okay, you understand? I go like crab, like that, exactly. Yes, Lolo, elle est contente, elle a connu une bonne, c'est la pince de crabe. Je vous la refais, I do it again, okay? But I have to stand up because otherwise you don't see. Whatever it is, second example, Richard Galliano, La Valse à Margot. In one moment you have okay? I never move the finger. I select the position of the fingers, the direction that I have to go. My fingers is only by my arm, okay? I do it again on the Galliano. And now it's here. So I do my elbow, look. Here I have the bad position. Galimzan, Narin Betov, hello again. Est-ce que ça marche si je fais la langouste? Frédéric Vial, j'en peux plus de toi. Je dis Frédéric Vial, je n'en peux plus de toi. Mais fais-la ta langouste. Qu'est-ce qui me fait rire? Ok, je vous la refais. Ok, you understand? I do again. Okay, that's lovely, because you still have the same articulation. You don't have the fingers that goes up and down, okay? I don't want to say that this is the only possibility. Salut Valentin Maupin. I want to say that this is I am not here to help the people who have fantastic talent, which is wrong. Okay, I do it every day, okay? But I am here mostly at 99% to help the people who have some problems to be able to realize what they want, you understand? And after to play like you want, not like I want. I will just give you the tools. So again, on that runs, I think you will see that. when you don't listen is because I don't have the sound in the 5th roll of button. It's the only moment that you are allowed to play on the 5th roll of button with me. You know, you need a special driving lesson. But here, of course, you are obliged. And when you have some chords like that, of course, you will not change like that. You will keep the same position. Okay, okay, understand? That is done. Okay, let's go now to listen that fantastic Alexander. A very nice, complicated name. That is done too. We don't need. Alexander is here. Have a look to that technique. Okay, he's moving a little bit the finger that he doesn't use, but explique-nous sur 3 rangs. Sur 3 rangs, tu sais quoi? Tu joues autre chose. Non, tu peux pas. Alors tu sautes, ça sert à rien. Et quand tu as un accordéon qui joue sur 3 rangs, tu ne joues pas des morceaux comme ça. Et voilà, c'est comme ça. Tu fais pas une course de Formule 1 avec une voiture électrique. Frédéric Vial, sors-nous un truc aussi là, par rapport à ça. Je vous laisse écouter Akabrachis, it's but yes, another name. It's on Facebook. You find Alexander Nikolic Brasic. But it's written on my Facebook announcement. Okay? Yes, it's. Alors Frédéric Vial, sur 3 rangs, c'est un accordéon pour la déco. J'en peux vraiment plus de toi, mais je te surkiffe quand même. Allez, écoutez ça. Séquence émotion dans les Balkans. Il y a du monde au Balkans. Allez, pour toi, Frédéric Vial. Bravissimo. Okay, I stop because after I play again and again. Revoir, no, goodbye. Okay, so we arrive at the end of that Facebook Live, my friends. Just a question of the speak chat quiz. I remind you first that we will see each other tomorrow with a young boy from Poland. His name is Lucas Gogol, and he made something with Asturias in a Cape, absolutely fantastic. Hello, the name I cannot read in Bulgarian letters. And Cory Pesaturo on Friday from America, you will see his classical and a lot of jazz, pure jazz, very nice. That is for the international part on the night. Friday night we will have the final of the week. Okay, so we have a lot of people selected. We have this from Monday, Laurence Poissard, she's selected. Slavik Moseichuk from yesterday. Theodore Marinov and Slavik Moseichuk again for today, but once is enough. Mireille Dugard tonight. And now, who is selected, who will say to me that Renzo Ruggieri wrote an arrangement for Grayson Masfield. What is the style of that arrangement that he played before? It's 5 letters. So just write to me now the name of the arrangement, or the style of the arrangement made by Renzo Ruggieri, the famous Renzo Ruggieri, for the absolutely lovely Grayson Masfield. And the style is, who is the one who will write? It begins by, when I was afraid, I was petrified. Herminio, you win. Disco, bravo, mon Mignot. Mignot, you win all the time. I like that. Disco. Okay. And Slavik Moseichus, you lose. Boo! So you're not selected. No, you keep your selection. Okay, Alexander Marinov, disco. Too late. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Medley disco. Yeah, it was that. Okay, now, if you want, you leave. Okay, me, I stay because I live there, so I do what I want. No, I will listen this Passacaglia and Fuga for the people who didn't listen that. Cathy Morel, I think you should listen that Passacaglia and Fugue. I know now your sensibility because I listened to you and I saw what you like. Have a look to this. It's in Vigo in 2010, I think, when he won the Trophée Mondial de l'Accordéon. And it's 13 minutes of happiness. Okay, salut Valérie, tu penses? So I prepare the things for 40 minutes. I will turn off the light during the time we begin to listen to a full screen on Grayson Masfield. Okay, I do as close as I can. And ready, my friends, take a glass and have a look. One of the most beautiful Bach. Played by Baratas last time, actually.